Hi, this is Paul Hamilton. I've got a top-of-the-line Revo, fuel injected, everything, all the extras, commercially available, ready to go for sale. I just flew this across the Sierras from one of my customers. He wants to sell it. He's moving back to England, so that's what we're doing. And this particular trike has a lot of my own personal modifications, and we'll go over those here as we get going here. But starting off, this thing has the fuel injected engine. Now the nice thing about a fuel injected engine is it's modern, it's about 30% more efficient, it's more reliable, it's a modern engine. This aircraft is actually low time. And we've also got the upgraded prop on here. This is a lightweight, super duper prop that is a 4-blade here, much smoother than the 2-blade props. This has got the 12.4 meter double surface top of the line wing. This has got all the modifications done. It's totally up to date. The smaller the wing, the faster, the more it chops through turbulence. This is my favorite wing. This is what I actually fly on my trike on a daily basis. And this trike has full dual controls. So the instructor sitting in the back here. We've got our foot pegs for our ground steering. We can have total control over the wing right here. We've got the throttle right here. I've actually modified this here so that instead of having something that goes from there, a cord here, it plugs in there, goes underneath, comes around here. We got a push to talk switch right here. So for the instructor in back, we got a push to talk switch. We got the throttle right here, full dual controls. And as we'll notice here, we got the full engine cover on here, cleans it up, makes it a lot nicer looking. Also on this, we've got all the lights. We've got our landing lights, we've got our nav lights, and we got our strobe. So here we've got all our lights for flying at night, or actually I always fly with all my lights on all day. Even when it's low light, people can see a lot better. A lot of extra safety involved in having more lights. And of course, from the cockpit, this is where we get to see a lot of the stuff here. Turn that on. Now if we'll notice here, we've got our iEFIS panel. This is where all digital. We've got our different, we got our maps here, everything right here. And you can kind of look at the details of the iEFIS panel if you want to see that. Of course, the transponder is built right in. This has got ADS-B in and out, and you can actually see people on the screen here as we're flying along. Actually, we can see one guy right here coming up in back of us. That's kind of interesting. And we've got the radio talks to the panel. Along with the panel here, we got our panel switch. We got our avionics. We got our landing lights, nav lights, our lights for our system. Here's our two lane lights. Those are like our mags essentially, but our lane lines for our fuel injected system. We got two fuel pumps, our starter switch. And notice here we've got our electric fan. That turns on our cooling fan for our fluid cooling, our water cooling, we'll call it. So that as you're taxiing, this engine runs a lot hotter than the carbureted engine. So basically, I installed a fan in here to be able to stay cool as we're taxiing. It also cools it off a little bit when you're flying. We've got our left and right roll trim here. And we've got our trim, our slow and our fast. Our throttle here, notice our throttle. This is our kind of our cruise throttle. So if we're going along and we don't want to keep our foot down on our throttle here, we can always put our cruise throttle on. So this has got your full instrument panel here. And the main thing here is having this totally integrated, you can have all the updated sectionals on here. It's got everything on here. There's our instrument panel here. We can look at some of our accessories on this side here. Here we got our ballistic parachute handle. As you pull this, rocket shoots out, pulls the parachute out here, and you end up hanging from this spot right here. We've got our fuel shut off, our parking brake, our kill switch, and our starter switch here. So that's some of our accessories here on the side. And this thing comes complete with everything, ready to go. 2 top-of-the-line Flycom helmets, and everything you need to go flying. Also, if you want to come here, I can train you in this, transition you, get your sport pilot license, private pilot license in this, whatever you want to do. And then you can fly it home. Totally complete. So if you want a top-of-the-line aircraft, here it is, ready to go.